You know, it's crazy. I was really surprised to not see the Bobby Green Fizzy fight on the main card, but then you think about it, like that's a great fight to try and promote the prelims for one, because for the people that do tune in a little earlier and get that fight, great setup for the main card. And then you talk about just how elite a Casey, you talk about just how elite a Casey Kenney and Song Yadong fight really is. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see where these fighters have come from a regional scene perspective. And even, you talk about Song's fight against Kyler Phillips. I mean, the movement was so elite, and that's kind of what Paiva was able to exploit and kind of rip off that really close victory that most people thought was a draw. But Song was taking damage there, but he kept pushing forward, right? Such an alpha male style fighter. He was a BJJ competitor back in China, and now he's kind of making his way as a wrestler slash boxer. But where I see problems for him in this fight is similar to where he had problems with Kyler Phillips. I think Kenny's movement, Kenny's ability to kind of really throw a different array of strikes is going to be a problem. I think that Kenny's movement against Dominic Cruz, of all fighters, talk about footwork, he looked great till the very last bell. And that was a very close split decision. I think that Kenney did everything he could to win that fight. And so for me, you look at improving on that performance, and the cardio is an area where I think that makes, if that third round he has a bit more energy, man, he was landing some great shots. And I think that's where you're seeing the evolution of the fighter, right? Kenney is not only a battle-tested veteran on the regional scene, but you just talk about the accolades. You talk about how good he is everywhere. I just think that he brings so much to the table. And even from a path to victory perspective, the leg kicks in this fight are going to be so key, because Yadong Song is going to plant and he's going to throw and he's going to keep trying to go for those takedowns. And I think Kenny's wrestling and jiu-jitsu ability is going to make that a tough bet for Yadong. And with that said, I think that Kenney just so many more great areas in terms of paths to victory, right? I think he's got a great chin. I think that that's going to be an area where Song's kind of eliminated as a power shot. If he lands a big knockout, kudos to him, but it's just really tough to see any other area other than having to get inside the kicking distance to avoid any of these big leg kicks that slow him down and just land that boxing, right? I think that if Song could get the boxing game going, then work in those takedowns. I mean, Dominic Cruz was able to land 2 of 9 takedowns. So that's an area where if he can improve on those numbers, being the younger, thick athlete, he's going to have size. If you look at the weigh-ins, I mean, Yadong Song is going to be the thicker fighter. And if he gets this fight up against the fence into that clinch, I think that that's just the areas where he can do a bit better than standing and taking leg kicks for, 2-3 rounds. And then obviously trying to, go in for takedowns or throw big power shots to seal the fighter or come away with a surprise victory. It's just a really tough go. So I'm going to lean Casey Kenney here. I just think that there's so many ways for him to win this fight. I think that the line should be somewhere close to that minus 160. I think that there's just the wrestling and the boxing for Yadong Song, and we just don't know how good it is against a guy like Casey Kenney, who we just saw fight, one of the greatest bantamweights to ever live. So let's take a look at the lines. I mean, good Lord. Casey Kenney opens as an underdog. Now I wish I just looked at the line sooner. I'm going to take Casey Kenney to win this fight. I think Song Yadong is just an amazing fighter to watch, and he's crazy exciting. But there's a technical side to Casey's striking that if he stays disciplined for all those rounds, has some good energy late, this is going to be a close fight where he can definitely get the better of Yadong Song, especially on the ground or up against the fence if Song is tired. And so right now you have Kenney pretty much as a pick'em with Yadong Song, and like I said, we're gonna take him in the pick'em. I love this fight to kick off the pay-per-view. Amazingly fun, and we're gonna get right into the next one now.